People across Georgia and the country paying tribute to the late Reverend C.T. Vivian. And tonight, his body is at the King Center after lying in state at the Capitol Rotunda. CBS 46's Haley Mason is live tonight on today's emotional services and procession. Haley.
Good evening, Rick. We are live outside of the King Center on Auburn Avenue. This was the last stop in that last mile procession for Reverend Dr. C.T. Vivian. His casket was escorted here in front of the King Center at the tomb of Martin Luther King Jr., where most of the crowds have cleared out at this point. There are a couple families still here right now, but we do want to note this was the last stop. We were at the first stop of the procession at the state capitol, where earlier this afternoon, Vivian's family, lawmakers, guests, they all attended a small ceremony to honor his life inside the Capitol Rotunda, where his body was placed to lie in state all afternoon. Governor Brian Kemp spoke, as well as Vivian's son, Al, and then a horse-drawn carriage carried Vivian's casket throughout the city of Atlanta. In a powerful and symbolic moment, Vivian and Dr. King's casket lay resting side by side as they once stood side by side as giants in the civil rights movement. I talked to people who came to the Capitol today telling me they were inspired by Vivian's courage and his determination to push for civil rights even in the face of death and danger.
His intentions to create harmony within our lives that would extend well beyond my age group, my children's and my grandkids is phenomenal. I just can't say enough about the man and his spirit.
And it's really the lessons of his life that parents are trying to instill in their children today. You can see a few families are still behind me at the tomb of Martin Luther King, where he and Dr. Reverend C.T. Vivian taught nonviolence as a way of progress. We'll be covering the funeral tomorrow live here on CBS 46 News. For now on Auburn Avenue, Haley Mason, CBS 46.
Lessons that he lived daily in his lifetime. Haley, thank you. Meantime, plans for a similar celebration of life now underway for the late Congressman John Lewis. He and Reverend Vivian passed away on the same day last Friday. We are told Lewis's arrangements will not be announced publicly until after Reverend C.T. Vivian is laid to rest.
Their efforts shaped our nation. Join us as we honor the legacy and the lives of these three civil rights icons, Reverend C.T. Vivian, Congressman John Lewis, and Reverend Joseph Lowery. CBS 46 celebrates giants for justice, leaders for change. That's tonight at 7.